everybody. Good morning.
Hello.
Good afternoon. This is Jean here and Ian Truelove. Oh.
My ever popular wife, there's the phone going.
That was CVS Pharmacy.
Come and get on this pill.
Yeah.
The only trouble with pills is you keep falling off them.
So, one of our last videos, my program was rudely interrupted by my husband having an incident of a health issue. Ian had a TIA. What is that?
It's a transient ischemic attack.
Yeah. On Wednesday night, October 16th. How are you feeling?
Really much better.
How did you feel?
Not too good on the right side.
Yeah. So we got you to the hospital in record time.
Amazing.
Yeah. Where it's determined you're very healthy, other than having a mini stroke. Somebody said.
Remember, I just made the joke about being on the pill.
Yeah.
Is the only trouble with being on the pill is if you fall off it. And that's what basically I did. I've been unwise for a couple of months and not taking the advice so seriously.
Yeah.
When you're feeling pretty good and fairly healthy, you think you're not aging, you're not getting older. And the reality is you are,
Yeah.
and your young body, as it's getting not so young, cannot do what you used to do. And I'm stubborn, proud, true love, and unfortunately I was brought down to earth with a bang.
Yeah. You've been very healthy man for years. And just in the last several years, you've had to take a blood pressure pill, a low dosage. But when this happened, his blood pressure was, as I was saying to you, very, very high. He had this incident. It's a real wake-up call. So now you are on, what other things are you on? They gave you at the hospital that you have to follow a regime.
I've stayed with the blood pressure pills as before.
Right.
On one of them, the dosage is being upped,
right,
but not ever such a lot. I now have to take a baby aspirin in the morning, which my dad did for the last 10 years of his life,
right,
or however long that was, many moons ago. A blood thinner for a few weeks.
Yes. And
a cholesterol pill, a statin.
Yeah.
That they say take indefinitely. Well, I'm going to be obedient, more obedient anyway this time, and as I have always done, I keep each week several records of blood pressure. We have our own blood pressure puff. What do you call it? Puff. That's not a speech impediment, although some might think so.
We're not supposed to laugh. A couple people have said this. Why do you keep laughing? This is a serious. we find laughter and positivity and levity a healing. You know, yeah. We're being very cautious, of course. We've entered a new era, I believe, with Ian. Ian has never been in hospital.
No.
No, you were.
When?
When you were. Oh, I gotta tell that story. That's a true love story.
I want to tell it.
No, that's a true love story. This is really funny. True love story. We lived in England, as you know.
I was 40 years of age.
40 years old. And we had
six
little babies, because the 6 little children, we had 6 little boys in England. It was right before we moved to Canada. We had 6 little boys, and the oldest one,
we built the house
7.
we were living in.
Yeah, we did
We'd
that.
rebuilt an old English
cottage. Yeah. And the little boys wanted to camp out. We're not campers, but we had gotten
Oh, I'm a Boy Scout. I like camping.
Yeah, a tent.
Not my wife.
We had gotten an old tent or something, and Ian went out into the side yard.
Which we call a garden.
A side garden. Side
flowers.
Garden, out in the side garden with this old tent, whatever.
In a beautiful English village.
Yeah, and
gorgeous. Your story. She's getting angry.
I'm getting angry. Shut up. So the little boys had all their like blankets and duvets and everything, and I was like concerned because they were just little. But Ian was like, "It's fine." So I was in the house. Well, in the middle of the night, whenever midnight or so, it started to rain and thunder and lightning. And I was terrified. I thought, oh no, my whole family's in the side garden. So what did I do? I mean, thunder and lightning. Ian and the children were sound asleep, but I was so worried. I grabbed an umbrella and I'm like holding this lightning rod, lightning, thunder, lightning. And I ran outside the tent,
knocking on the tent.
And I'm like,
waking me up.
Ian, you're gonna die out here. Like, we gotta get the babies. And they were sound asleep. And he's saying, why are you having this umbrella? Put the umbrella down.
We've got 4 kids in the tent. The other 2 really youngest ones, who were babies, were inside.
They were inside. Yeah, it was just the 4 older boys that were still little. Well, I was so distraught and so upset that Ian, at the age of 40, I had
a tightness in my chest. A panic attack? No, a stress, whatever.
He had a panic attack on account of me. So we went to hospital because
she said, your chest is hurting. You're probably having a
heart attack.
And did you drive me or did you call an ambulance?
I drove you to the hospital, Norfolk and Norwich Hospital, and they admitted him.
In Norfolk, England.
And they admitted him, and of course, a 40-year-old man under stress, he's having a heart attack. Well, actually, he's not having a heart attack. He was fine. So tell him what you did.
Well,
they admitted him.
They put me in the, what was that? Intensive care, for coronary intensive care ward. And they had me all sorts of electrodes hooked up. And I was supposed to lie in bed. And I didn't go to sleep. And I was wired in more ways than one. And I was used to riding my bike and
being very active,
weightlifting, etc. I was bored, so I got out of bed and I started doing calisthenics, we called them over there. My parents did anyway.
In the hospital.
And a nurse came on the intercom and said, Mr. Truelove, you're supposed to be a heart patient. And not doing those exercises, because she had a camera on me as well, and all the monitors were showing my heart and breathing and what have you. She said, you're obviously quite a fit man, but please, just to show willing, please go back to bed and go back to sleep.
So you were deemed fairly healthy. You were being discharged, and Ian.
I was going to be discharged. And I asked. Yeah. I asked the, what's that sort of doctor that deals with the heart called?
The cardiologist.
The cardiologist or team, his team. Would it be possible to have a stress test? Because in the background, relatives were saying, I wonder how you do under a stress test. And the doctor said, oh, no, you're fine. You don't really need a stress test.
And you're married to Jean.
And I'm married to Jean.
That's stress enough.
I need a stress test. So they did.
They did.
They gave me about an hour's stress test, after which...
You were on the treadmill, you were doing all sorts of things.
All sorts of
exercises.
With the electrodes on. And they finished, and they said, Mr. Truelove, you've got nothing to worry about. You have the fitness level of...
a 20-year-old. He was 40. So... long story short, you're not 40, you're not 20.
But I still think I'm 40.
Yeah, that's the problem. Ian is 76 years old.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. And this is a wake-up call. Things have to change. Ian's been doing get off your phone.
Oh, hold on a second.
This is stressful.
It's not. Oh, look. I'm going to tell you this. When Jean asked me to do this, I called this my script for the post mini stroke video. She kept asking me.
I said
come on the video
because we have had over.
I don't know how many followers have you got.
54,000.
I'm out of date. 52,000.
Yeah, 54,000.
Wow, you had in the last 24 hours.
The battery's going. Just a minute. I'll have to get another battery.
My battery's going.
Yeah, keep talking.
Okay, I'm keeping talking. I do not have. What's it called when your heart works on a battery? I do not have one of those. I don't have a pacemaker. Jean is my pacemaker. She makes the pace. She makes the pace accelerate at when least expecting it. But there's more stuff. I've got a very low resting heart rate, and they couldn't fathom why when they had me in these last 24 hours in the hospital. But I've got a reason for it. It's because of youth. In younger days, I was always in athletics and weightlifting, etc. And really youthful hearts that are worked hard with activity, and especially sports. As you grow older, you have a lower heart rate, which shows you've got a pretty strong heart. Enough of me.
Okay, I put a new battery in the camera.
And it wasn't in me. I didn't need a new battery in here.
So I did ask Ian to come and say thank you to everybody, because we have gotten, well, I don't know if he told you, about 200, at this point, about 250 comments of prayers and concern.
You're stealing my script.
Sorry, go. So he's made a script. I don't know. I'm off script. I don't have a script for anything, as you know.
Anyway, it's all part of life's rich pageant. Whatever notable events in life that life sends our way, it's all part of life's rich pageant. When we're young, wowee, all sorts of exciting and encouraging things. As we grow older, not so much happy things, maybe. Yeah. And we're not getting down about what's happened here. You know, it's really the sadness of having an episode like this, a mini stroke they called it. It's tempered for us by the hope of much happier times promised in the near future. Yeah. If you know anything about the Trueloves, I won't go on about that, but it's definitely something that makes it more acceptable or easy to live with. It's just
this is all temporary.
A hope for better things to come.
Absolutely, we have a beautiful hope.
So what I was going to say, as Jean started to steal my thunder, she told me that up until a couple of hours ago there were 256 comments by you dear friends on her Truelove Quilts for You YouTube, whatever it is, website.
How do you know?
Website.
I've been doing this for years.
Yeah, I know, but what do you call it? What's the terminology? On your commenters.
Yeah.
On your comments.
On my videos.
On your videos.
Yeah.
256 comments, 874 thumbs up, and I don't know how many views.
5,700 views.
5,729, I think you told me earlier. Let's get it right. So, this is just a thank you, and we love you back.
Thank you so much.
And some of the suggestions that you dear ones have made, sharing experiences that your mates or relatives have had with one of these mini strokes and other similar challenges are very, very helpful.
Very helpful.
Very helpful about diet, about attitude of mind, about keeping moving. Very, very helpful, and we're grateful. We really love you for it.
And we're going to make some changes in Ian's scheduling. You work very hard.
Yeah, thank you.
We're having to rethink some things. This is one, we just got this.
I have four big things in life that keep me very busy, and I'm going to have to cut it down to 3.5 or 2.5 or whatever.
Yeah. All of our children, we're just so blessed. At the hospital, who came? Dominic came, Jordan came, Jean-Pierre came, Niles came,
Luke
Luke came later. It was interesting because when 3 or 4 of the boys were there, I'm like, oh, let's take a picture. Because I take pictures, and the boys were like, usually they're like, okay, Mom, we'll take a picture. They're all like, don't take a picture of Dad in his hospital bed. And I'm like, no, like, smile with your eyes. So they did. I'm not going to put that picture up.
Why not?
No, I promised Jordan. Jordan said, do not put that picture up, Mom.
Well,
we'll
get around that, because that is a fabulous picture.
He looks
really not.
It's really lovely.
It's a happy time when you've got 3 of your kids.
Yeah, and then Malia.
And the prognosis is and the prognosis is hopeful, because all the tests are coming back on head, heart, etc.
Yeah.
Very positive.
The neurologist, your MRI, your CAT scans, your ultrasound, the chewing thing that was okay. Our daughter Malia, the dear girl, she's in Santiago, Chile, at a special convention, and she FaceTimed her dad, said, oh, I wish I could be with you. Elliot and Francois came yesterday. So all of our kids have really rallied around, and we're understandably upset that this rock has teetered a bit. Yeah, so we're gonna look after Ian, and I just want to have one comment here. This was interesting. This is just an hour ago. I cannot believe that you're once again coping with something so worrying. Why am I laughing?
I don't know.
No, we do laugh. And somebody said, is it nervous laughter? I hope it is, because this is so serious. Well, of course it's nervous laughter. Trying to maintain your composure when you want to scream to high heaven is exhausting. Sending Ian and all of you prayers and great wishes. So there have been over 250 prayers and comments and concern. Greetings to Maxwell, who's okay as of this moment.
He's been a strong man.
He's been strong through this with his dad, but worrying. But we just wanted to thank you all very much, folks.
There's another superb comment you read to me earlier.
I've read you quite a few.
Yeah, the one about someone whose husband had also gone through this.
There's quite a few whose husbands and or themselves or their mothers have gone through this. My husband had a stroke. His heart was good, his cholesterol is normal. This was markets of sunshine. Thankfully, he only had to be on the blood thinner for a month, and then they took him off of that.
And that's me.
And he takes 3 weeks. And he takes one aspirin a day. So that's almost identical. That's almost identical to you. So anyway, folks, we won't go on and on, but thank you so much for all of this love and kindness and concern for Ian. I just wanted him to tell you that. So we're going to take it steady.
And we're not going to advocate any particular medical course or dietary course or whatever. My Jean, what do you have every morning?
I don't know. What?
She has 2 or 3 eggs.
I have eggs. I have 2 or 3 eggs, yeah.
Eggs. She started me on eggs because regardless of what some so-called experts say, because I've got questionable cholesterol, eggs are our Creator's gift that give you good cholesterol.
Real quick, 6 months ago in February, I had a blood work. For the first time, I think I told you this with my COVID, for the first time my cholesterol was a little bit high. I'm like, what? So I was prescribed statins. I didn't take them. I started eating eggs, like 4 or 5 eggs a day. I went back in August for my blood work, and my cholesterol was perfect. So I'm like, okay. So
we're not advocating
anything.
It's interesting.
It's just interesting.
I was brought up with what you call oatmeal.
Porridge.
We call it porridge.
Porridge, yes.
And another dear commenter there was saying again, when it comes to cholesterol.
Yeah, your oatmeal and.
Have your oatmeal. Your cholesterol will be better.
Yeah.
So
we're doing the best we can.
And I love porridge.
Yeah, and
it's the Scots in me, because my name is Ian, you know.
Okay, yeah.
What? What's that got to do with it? I'm not Scots, am I?
No.
Oh, I like Scotch.
No, you're. Just shut up. Okay. Have a good one.
Shut up.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Bye.